If you're Mormon, you might have noticed in every general conference they vilify those who leave. Telling you not to engage in conversation with former members is difficult when that person is your spouse, or your child, or your parent. And the church is about keeping families together, right? But let's think about why the church would be doing this. Did you guys know it's a common practice for high-demand religions to dissuade you from talking to former members? Check out these clips from people who left the Jehovah's Witnesses.
If I leave for any reason, my family is taught by the Watchtower Society to shun me completely.
My mother told me I should never speak to our relatives again, including the cousins I had played with, because, as she put it, Satan might be using them to keep us from learning the truth.
We were not merely dropped from membership. We were actually shunned as being evil.
I miss my parents so badly sometimes. I feel like my heart is breaking.
I ended up losing my children.
I lost the place that I live.
I lost my mom.
They don't have anything to do with me.
I lost my family.
Lost my dad.
It's disfellowshipped.
I lost my wife.
I lost my 2 sisters.
I can't talk to my best friend.
My dad told me to never talk to him again.
The Watchtower Society essentially kidnaps our family.
Telling you to avoid conversations with former members is actually a tool to distract you from listening to what those people have to say. Even if the person is talking about valid problems, we are taught to blame them for even noticing or caring, because that way the institution doesn't have to admit to its multitude of misdeeds or take any accountability. If we vilify the messenger, then we can blame them for the problems in the institution so that we won't shine a light on the source of those problems. This is another common tactic used in controlling organizations. Check out the acclaimed BITE model developed by Stephen Hassan with the researchers who studied brainwashing in Maoist China. They developed this model to help people recognize specific methods that institutions use to recruit and maintain control over their people. Check out the criteria for information control and see if any of this rings a bell for the Mormon Church. When it comes to information control, the church meets 6 out of 6 of the BITE model criteria. Deliberately withholding information about church history, distorting information to make it more acceptable, minimize or discourage access to non-cult sources of information, including online information and former members, ensuring that information is not freely accessible. You might also relate to keeping members busy so they don't have time to think and investigate. Now you get to choose what to do with this information. Will you vilify your loved one as the church is telling you to do? Or will you choose to pay attention to what's really going on here?